It's noisy, but I don't care. I'm trying to have me a natural retinol back. Y'all know when to unplug. And see, the thing about it is some folk can't unplug from you. Well, we'll just say me, because that's what I'm talking about. Some folk can't unplug from me. It's creepy. Make you wonder how long. You know, and I just thought about that just now before I went live. That's part of the reason I went live. And then to hear all of that. Wow, I'm like, wow. Y'all, there's some folks, there's something wrong with a lot of folks. The reason I say a lot of folks because there's a folk that sitting around and was tied up with folk like that too. They're the same way. I mean, just call it what it is. It's awful, a lot of it. The things I've heard, the things that have been said, the things that have been said to me, the things that have been done to me, these nutcases, these mental wackadoo brains were scattered and fried like scrambled eggs on the tin roof. Have y'all ever heard a cat on a tin roof? That's why they do that. They can't stay still, they can't sit still. What cat is going to get up on the tin roof? Not no cat in their right mind. While it's hot, a scorching, burning hot tin roof. Should nobody be thinking about me and trying to keep up with me. And listen, here's another thing. Do not try to peg me. And then you gotta get the kind of minds what's trying to peg you. Psychopathic minds, broken, damaged, disturbed, beautiful, abused minds. The horror of it, you know? And I guess they only, I think they just got a one-track mind, a lot of them. You know, because I feel like this, if you come, like if I'm, like you're trying to interrupt me and insult me, you're going all out your way to do this, you have to keep up with me to know I'm even alive. And there you are in my chat, and you know the way you behave. I'm one of the people, and maybe they're not used to that. I'm one of the people that don't want to be around you. Not on how you treated me. You know, it's F you. I think I made that perfectly clear. But no, they can't take no for an answer. I guess turn around and call me, I guess. I didn't do it. I got to keep up with you. I don't know if they study that stuff after they record it or what. You would have to. That means you got to listen to me say it for however long it takes me to say it. And then I guess you have to go back through it, or maybe you, I don't know, maybe they is doing it some other kind of way. And I ain't gonna say it, because maybe they don't even know how to do it, and I ain't gonna say nothing what could possibly help you do it. But ain't none of it gonna do no good no way, y'all. Once you ever is on their radar, I didn't know I get on folk radar to that degree. Like if I block you out of a chat, right? Out of my chat room where I'm speaking, you're not invited. You rude and you obnoxious and you are insulting me. So you got to go. I don't have anything else to say to you, and you shouldn't have anything else to say to me. But no. And I really believe it was because I think all of this happened at one time, because when I decided that I would, you know, have a chat and stuff, there were more people in my chat then than I see that are in a lot of these folks' chats now. So I'm thinking, wow, that had to be the driving force, you know, to sabotage. They want to take from you. You know why? I think of life took every drop of life out of it. I think that's why a lot of them hover around the dead of me. the dead, to me is very macabre. You have to be really, really sick. I mean, ain't no life in you. I try to tell you folks, the insanity is dead. They're dead inside. You throw a mask over, throw a sheet over. You might not really can see through the sheet. That's how they trick it. And then with these accounts, they just sign in and out of different accounts. The same psychopath, right? And my biggest fear is that I'm going to be engaging with you under some other account. I'm not going to even take that chance. They just can't take no short accounts. If I could, there's some other policy that think about me to this thing. Don't know how many years later. They probably have been keeping up with me. They probably is recalling me. I really don't care. I think they got my whole body to work. I dropped the soap, y'all. Did y'all hear when I dropped the soap? But don't try to peg me. I mean that when I say that, because you're going to wind up and let me get a hint that you're trying to do that. You're going to wind up and the voice is shaking and the voice for her. There's a whole lot of folks like that. They never meant me no good. And they wonder how come they was never able to harm me. I just had a bad feeling about you. The discernment of it, I discern that it's better for me to stay on over here and let you do whatever it is you're doing over there. And then they want you to, I guess they want you to watch it, and they act out. You're just gonna call me this and call me this. Hundreds of hours and hundreds of hours and hundreds of hours, y'all. Over 1,000 hours. Talking about got something to do with me. My identity. My online identity that I created for myself. Somebody said, well, why did you create an online identity? Because I knew it was psychopaths out there in the world. I know more to the world than the world that I live in, that I know. There's all kinds of folks out there. And the thing about it, they latch on to you. The different things that they is after. You will never know what they really is after. But just different things about me. I'm like, I'm good. I'm good, okay? On all of that. Carry on. Like before you heard me, they can't do it. There's something about when I watch them, everyone I watch. You think I watch? I said, no. Now, sometimes I do listen, rarely, but only to, see what kind of real psychopathic minds is out there. And yeah, that I was right. Something wrong with you too. That's the reason you tied up with the other person. Ooh, years and years and years. I guess of love, right? That evil love, that rotten, low down love. Ooh, the love that you used to. You used to that kind of love. It's sad, y'all. I sit around and laugh. Some folks cry about it. I laugh. It's funny to me. Ooh, they said truth is stranger than fiction. That's true. I know what I'm talking about, y'all. Why do you think I'm able to say this, right? Undisturbed. Ain't nobody trying to break down my door now. Okay? But my door is out there. It's not in here. It's out there in the world. You'll be on camera. Okay? I mean, it's a shame that, you have to resort to those kind of measures. But you have to do what you have to do. Ain't it a shortage of policemen and stuff? I don't know. I know last time I called, they couldn't help me. You know, it wasn't no big thing, but you know, the thing about it was, I was like, wow, well, they must have changed things up or something. I don't know. I just don't know. But I wasn't calling the police. It had nothing to do with nobody on no app. I really just wanted, like, I'm thinking, I mean, I don't know what I expected. I thought they would come out and talk to me and stuff. They didn't. They said I have to come down. I just didn't bother with it. Never mind. I thought about it. I'm like, you know what the trouble of that? And then they had it where you could do it online and all that. I just didn't bother. I'm used to the old days when you call the police. You know, when you call the police and they actually show up in person. I'm used to that. So I don't know. Maybe things have changed. I thought when we call the police, they, you know, depending on what it is, they're gonna come. So, but what about them? I didn't worry about the child. I just didn't. I honestly, I knew it wasn't nothing they were gonna be able to do about it anyway. Now, if it was AI, probably, but I don't think it wasn't nothing they were gonna be able to do. Except write it down on a piece of paper. AI can do that. They don't even need a piece of paper to do that. It's up in there. You say it, and then it got it word for word, verbatim. They probably keep track of all that stuff. Then they have another, how to bring it all to another computer to analyze everything. And imagine drawing all that data together. Oh, think I'm stupid. I let them think. Yeah, you is smarter than me. You know, and all of that. I'll tell folk that. Some folk you need, you know, you need to tell them that. Some folk need to hear those kind of things. They need that validation, you know. Don't never say I haven't validated anybody. I have. Sometimes you can be validating the deal, but don't know no better. But when I heard that was the devil, I'm like, wow. People live them kind of lives. I mean, they're on here. Want folk to hear, listen to them. You know, they control and they influence. For another thing, they probably got the phone number for your job. You know, for to keep you in check. I mean, I don't know how they're doing it. It's just, I wouldn't want to be in that kind of situation. I ain't never logged on for that. Who logged on for that? So now what, CPS, is that my... I mean, I can't. And you telling me this is normal? Those are normal people? They aren't. Some do it out of spite. I'm going to, you know, do this and that to you. And see, the thing about it is, I guess, you know, since they were never able to do those things to me, I always kind of kept a distance, you know, until I felt safe enough to, you know. And then it's trial and error, y'all. You don't get it right the first time. Sometimes you don't get it right the second time, the third time. It might take about the fourth or the fifth time to get it right. When I get it right, I leave the dial right there on right. I don't bother. And then I guess other folks get jealous. Oh, this is who you know, and all of that. Ooh, and the rage, y'all, they can't hold it. That's why I say, you think I'm gonna get myself in that kind of what do you call something like that? Ooh. And then depending on what time of day they think about it, right? Because if you think about it first thing in the morning when you wake up, that's the first thing you're gonna do. I don't I mean like within the, like in other words, that is what you have decided that you're just gonna do this. Whatever it is. Sometimes they have to let one another know, yeah, this is what I'm gonna do this. You need to, once you get on their radar, they start trying to find you and stuff. to know folks on another phone somewhere that I've never met and all that. Be trying to find me. Find me about what? I mean, what could you want that you can't say over this stuff? This is where you're supposed to stay right here in a virtual space. That's the problem. Some folks' reality have become virtual. So look the other way around. Yeah, I think I'm gonna come over to see you. And I guess they I'm glad they don't be in that situation. It's awful. And imagine that if some like the person I was just talking about, y'all, is different folks. It's not just no one person. Okay, it's not. It's a lot of them. I don't know how big it's after me. I believe it's more than 20. You had them all in different accounts and stuff. Some of them got tired. I mean, I'm talking about now. It was more than that before. Put it like that. Do you think I lifted a finger to stop them from looking for an avatar? They were looking for an avatar, y'all. An avatar. I mean, I didn't realize wives. You know, mothers. House. What do you call house? What do you call it? The mother of the house. Something like that. Housewife. How can I get that right? Housewife. Mother. With kids, y'all. I guess in some cases, newborn kids. Listen. It has gone back to 2019. Add it up. There's a lot of them can't let go to this day. I had them, they could be right here in this bathroom with me while I'm in this tub. And then there's an electric heater plugged up over there. Ain't no way in the world I'm gonna have anybody like that in here with me. No. For what? I'm supposed to be in for anyway. They claim they despise me so. And to talk about, if you ever hear them talk about me, the things, I've never heard such vile things. It's not them speaking. They take my content, but they put these vile, disgusting titles and descriptions and the image, like the thumbnails. It's awful. You think I would ever expose y'all to something like that? No. The Rock of the world? That's the kind of minds that will do that. You tell y'all something. The kind of minds. And you listen to me when I say this. It's the kind of minds. And I'm just trying to tell you the truth. That will go out and look for gay porn intentionally. But yet they're so disgusted with me, allegedly, right? But you're going out, seeking that out. You know, you have to watch it, you have to find it. You got to search for it, unless you got it already saved. And then you got to decide which, what, how, you know, all that. You got to get all that together. Then you got to chop it and screw it. You got to copy it and paste it and all of that. And then you're transposing that onto some other real person's picture and all of that. And it's supposed to be me and that other real person and all that. Imagine the mind and the time that go into something like that. You telling me that ain't the mind of a psychopath? And the thing about it, it's more of those minds. It's not just one of them. And we always tell y'all, never forget what they are. Don't whatever you do, don't ever forget what they are. A leopard don't change its what? Spots. I'm assuming it's spots to its right. Whichever one of them. But it's a shame. And then to hear the hatred that they have, you know, to listen to them. Ooh, and the folk, y'all should see the folk that gather around when they talk about folk like me. What they call us? Rainbow people? I heard somebody call us rainbow people or something like that. As if there was never a rainbow in the sky. It's awful. To affiliate, like if I were to post a rainbow, it don't even mean what a rainbow mean anymore. It automatically means allegedly gay. And that's very unfortunate because you can't enjoy a rainbow without that correlation of that. But that's the rainbow I'm used to. I don't care if they're still using it to represent that. It means its original meaning for me. And that's the problem. Folks have been brainwashed. They don't even know what a rainbow is no more. So if your child see a rainbow, you got to explain to them what it doesn't mean rainbow, it means gay. That's crazy to me. But I consider myself in my right mind. A rainbow means just that, a rainbow that forms from the sun and all that stuff. But people have been brainwashed. And I thank God I haven't. I know what evil is. I know what a low-down, rotten person is. I know what a person that is disturbed and broken is. Because I've heard them up on these apps, and I look at how they behave. You should want my attention that bad. That you're doing all of this, and at the end of the day, you can't stop yourself. They're going to always be worried and concerned about me. And then if you fool around and like me, the things that they aren't going to do to you. That's the reason I try to protect y'all from folks like that. Those are not people. That's the evil, malevolent entity. These different dark entities. They tell you to go to the darkness and not the light. You know why? Because that's where they are. When you dead inside like that, it's pitiful, but it's the truth. I know it's hard for some folks to understand because they don't live, they have not lived in the darkness like that. In the dread, in the, in the death. Imagine waking up looking for death in life. I can't even imagine no mind like that. Imagine what kind of a mind. And then there's all these other minds and like that. Yeah, the world is real bad like that. We're in a wicked world. Y'all don't think the internet is worse? Of course it's worse. You know why? Because stuff you can do anonymously. That's what makes it worse. That's why it's worse. The anonymity of it is what makes it worse. It's worse than the real world. A lot of stuff don't even go report it. These apps don't want you to know. I mean, why would they? That's bad press. Y'all know who's gonna hear that? So, but I've always held them responsible. In my mind, I'm like, wow, these apps should be set up different than this. People shouldn't be allowed to do all of this through this stuff. But it was set up like that. And I think they need to pay for it. Handsomely. For the amount of people that it has damaged and harmed. And not just the new apps, the ones that have been around. You know, the Googles and the Facebooks, they've been around. They all need to be held accountable. That's why they fighting it. They don't want to be held accountable. Imagine what happened then. Imagine if they don't want to be held accountable and then everybody lose the cases and then the social media companies win. Imagine what's going to happen then. That's what's scary. And some people are rooting for that. You know why? Because this is something what helps them to get by. Because they know there's always some fools out there that will waste their life and every day and every minute, every day. Something got to do with them. There's folks out there that don't have nothing else going on but you. And I don't want nobody around me like that. You don't have anything else going on but me. I have to ration myself out to somebody like that. There are times when we can't be around, period. Certain things I just don't even want to be in the presence of. And I didn't know that people felt that strongly about somebody like me. They don't even know nothing about me. But I guarantee you, after knowing what I've heard you say, you're not anybody I will even want to know. To be honest with you. And I pity whoever is taking time out of their day and been doing it for don't know how many years. Something got to be wrong with them. So that goes without saying. And when you track it all back, it's all related. So the one Daisy's cool with and all that, and one that Daisy's tied up with, something wrong with them too. And every time I know little something, it's not a little thing. It's not an acute thing. It's very chronic and long term. And each one of them know it. And say about it, like I said, don't sit around and try to peg me. Don't try to put me in the category that you're in. That's what they do. Everybody be sitting around trying to find out dirt about you. Any kind of dirt. Even if it ain't no dirt, they're going to make it dirt. With the lies and the smear campaign. There are some sick people on these applications. And you don't think these apps need to be held accountable for nothing? I don't agree with that. I would never agree with that. And I don't care who agrees with it, but it doesn't mean I'm going to agree with it. Just because it benefits you don't mean it's right. Just because you're benefiting off of it still doesn't make it right. Some folks don't know right from wrong. And that's the scary part. Let me turn this off. That's the scary part, you know? But, you know, I always say, thank God for karma. I do love me a good, long